parts.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yeah. Good shot. Pick up the
arrow off there. That was a real tire.
Yeah.
Go to this park.
I think it was real cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, now on takeoff roll, the B-25 Panchito. Attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7, 1941. President Roosevelt ordered the military to devise a plan of attack on the Japanese home islands. During the first months of World War II, the news from the Pacific was only defeat after defeat. The morale of American public and the military in the Pacific was at its lowest point. News of the fall of the Bataan and surrender of thousands of American troops dominated the news. A plan was devised to launch Army B-25 bombers from an aircraft carrier and attack Tokyo and 4 other Japanese industrial centers. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle was tasked with planning the raid. Without knowing their targets or destination, the 17th Bomb Group volunteered for its top secret mission and began training at Edmond Field in Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the left of the show line as the B-25 Panchito comes in for a high-speed pass.
Just bringing it semi-low to the deck. 16 B-25s, 80 men, 1 mission, payback for Pearl Harbor. The original plan was to sail within 300 miles of Japan and launch the raid. But the task force was spotted 650 miles out from the destination and was made to launch early, knowing that the crews might not have enough fuel after bombing Japan to reach their designated refueling field in China. Or crew were lost as targets in or near Tokyo, Yokohama, Kobe, Nagoya, or Osaka were bombed. Ladies and gentlemen, now inbound from show right, the B-25 Mitchell. One B-25 experienced excessive fuel consumption, turned north after dropping its bombs, and landed in Russia, where the crew were interned. Finding a favorable tailwind, the other 15 B-25s made it to China, but now at night in very stormy weather. Watch as Panchito does a big wing over out to the left. He's going to bring it right back down the show line. Unable to find the airfield at Chuchao in bad weather, the crews bailed out or ditched their aircraft. The one aircraft that landed in Russia was confiscated by the Russian government and flew executive transport around the country and was lost after the 1950s. No one knew what happened to the aircraft. It is one of the greatest aviation mysteries that exists today is what happened to the missing Doolittle bomber. It is the only one of the B-25s that landed intact.
Drowned after the ditching. One man died when his parachute malfunctioned. 8 were captured. 3 of these were executed by Japanese firing squads. 1 died from severe malnutrition. 4 came home. Victims of torture, solitary confinement for 3.5 years. 56 raiders found themselves behind Japanese lines in occupied China. Friendly Chinese peasant farmers and militia assisted these airmen to evade.
Sound of the right cyclone entrance. Here in a little bit, we're going to hear the sweet sound of the P-51 Mustang. The B-25 bomber served in every theater in World War II, but gained its most fame in the Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, get your cameras ready as the B-25 Mitchell comes down the show line for a photo pass. Just a little bit of information, you can procure a ride on this very B-25. Go over to our show center area. Over there we'll see the Dream Big cockpit, the Air Force experience, and all the other static displays. They have a booth set up over there as they come down the show line one more time from left to right. Center, and you can take a ride in a B-25. It will be landing from Airshow Center. Ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful touchdown by the B-25 Panchito. Give them a big wave as they come down the show line. They can't hear you, but they can see the hands in the air. So get them up there. Come on, Pratt and Whitney, I'm talking to you. There we go. Once again, as Panchito comes down the show line from right to left. They're coming down toward you guys. Get your hands in the air. Let them know you enjoyed their show.
I was telling Alan early on that this airplane is somewhat difficult on the ground. It has no nose wheel steering. Left power on the left engine, and that'll get you around the corner.
So what you're saying is old Chuck Dramamine would have been off in the grass about 10 minutes ago.
Indeed, he would have, yes.
Only when he was taxiing. In Reading on Sunday, we were just like...
All right, we'll talk a little bit about the weather once again. The situation is that the fast movers, the jets, we're talking about the Raptor, of course the United States Air Force Thunderbirds, and the Rhino, the Super Hornet, because of the length of the runway, they are forced to operate out of Stewart.